Hey everybody, Jonathan Rhodes. Today we're going to talk about how to trade major news stories. In front of you, Vale. Are you guys familiar with what's going on with Vale? Vale was trading 1550, got down to trading 11. Well, horrific story out of Brazil. Vale workers arrested as death toll climbs after dam collapse at Brazil mine. The death toll from dam collapse climbs to 65. Pretty crazy. That's why the stock Vale dropped from 1550 down to 11. Obviously, horrific accident. But we're here to talk trading. How to trade names that are in the news. Vale's in the news. What can we do? How do we analyze this? Let's look at the chart. Here's what the weekly or the daily chart looks like going back to mid-2015. You can tell Vale is trading 15, got down to 2, back up to 16. Pretty volatile company. Not surprising, right? It's a Brazilian ADR. It should be a little volatile. Well, big drop because of news. But let's put it in perspective. Vale's a $65 billion company. Now, it's horrible. 65 people died. People are getting arrested. But if they get fined $500 million, is it really going to put a dent in the stock? Probably not. But when tragedy happens, everybody wants to place blame. So, of course, the company's going to get hit. It's going to go down. What I like to do is look for correlated companies. I start to ask myself, what other companies trade Brazilian ADRs in the US that are highly correlated to Vale? The companies that I know of, that I look at, I actually have a Brazilian watch list: PBR, Vale, iTub, BBD, and ABEV, a beverage company. Now, ABEV is not going to be as correlated to Vale as the others. So let's look at PBR, Vale, iTub, and BBD, all against one another to see if we can come up with a good trade idea. On Thinkorswim, just hit this beaker. I'm going to take off these moving averages. I'm going to scroll down and look for comparison. I'm going to compare 3 different stocks. I want them all to be on a bar. You can have it on a line. It doesn't really matter. So we want BBD. You don't need the left axis. Okay. We want iTubby. Let's get a different color because we already have blue for Vale. Okay. Let's get some PAPs. Blue ribbon on there. Green, did we use green yet? Apply. Okay. Now, a key thing in this analysis is to make sure that they all start at the same starting point. So the way that you can make sure that happens is you don't want to analyze these based upon price. You want to do it based upon percentage. So in Thinkorswim, you hit this cog right up here. Price, show price as a percentage. Make sure that's checked off. Now, you can just see, look, these companies move in lockstep, right? They move very closely together. Over here, Vale wasn't performing as well as the other ones, but everything eventually caught up. They're all moving together. They're all moving with how Brazil is doing. The correlation that stood out the most to me was Vale against PBR. I have it on a daily. Going back to the beginning of 2018, you can see highly correlated. They're moving lockstep together. PBR got annihilated here. Looked like some earnings or some news. Not sure what happened, but a very similar price behavior to what's going on right now with Vale and PBR. We want to do the same kind of trade that somebody could have taken advantage of at this move in June. Because notice, as PBR got destroyed, Vale held up. We want to get long PBR, and you can hedge yourself by getting short Vale. Well, right now, Vale got destroyed based on this horrific news. Understandable. PBR held up strong, so maybe a trade to consider is find some ways to get long Vale, whether through options or you could just buy the stock, and find some way to get bearish exposure on PBR. Maybe you want to buy some puts. Maybe you want to sell some upside calls. Maybe you want to do like a quasi-covered call spread where you buy Vale and sell upside calls in PBR. You can get pretty creative in what you do, but right here, it's the making of a trade idea. Two highly correlated stocks. The correlations broke down because of an outside event, a news event, that will eventually be in the rear. Vale's not going out of business. It's a $65 billion market cap company. They will get through this. In researching this idea, I've got one more thing to share. I started thinking, I wonder if this has ever happened before. I mean, 65 people dying because the dam broke, and God forbid, that is absolutely just terrifying. Has it happened before? Well, it turns out in 2015, November 5th, it did happen. The dam broke, 19 people died, Vale stock got crushed. Didn't take too long until that was the bottom. People moved on. People moved on and started looking at the company performance, and what a beautiful entry point this would have been. So, oftentimes, news presents opportunity, and we find that opportunity by finding other companies with like behavior that are correlated. That's what I teach. That's how I trade. If you're interested in learning more, I invite you to try a free week of my Premier Member Service. I'll leave the link in the comments below, in the description below. It's activedaytrader.com/YouFree. Check it out. See if it works for you. Hope you like this idea. Use relative value analysis. It'll really help with consistency in your trading. Thanks. My name is Jonathan Rose.